This is Kathy Taylor, Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. So I just wanted to share something with you today. I have a really busy life, and I've been hearing a lot of concerns lately from other people who are also very busy, feeling like they're just so busy that they can't work their Plexus business and that they'll never be successful in their Plexus business because they are very busy people. So I just wanted to speak a little bit to that. You know, a lot of my friends, both in Plexus and just my friends in general, I hear this a lot. They'll ask me, Kathy, how do you manage it all? Like, how do you do it all? And for those of you who don't know me well, this is what I do. I have 5 young children, ages 11 to age 1. It's a very demanding time of motherhood, and I really feel that my whole purpose in life is to be a mother, and so that is my top priority. I also run a swimming lesson business, and on top of teaching a couple of hours a day, we actually teach about 120 kids a day, and I myself teach a couple of hours a day, and then I also do all the scheduling, the accounting, the payroll, the taxes, the website maintenance, etc. So I work pretty full time in the summer. I also work my Plexus business, and I run that as well. My husband and I now have a pretty large team that we're managing and working with, and so that's also time consuming. Additionally, I'm one of 4 women that helps to run our children's Sunday school program at church. We have about 150 kids aged 18 months to 11 that come every week, and I help run that. You know, my husband works full time, plus he usually works. He's salaried, so he usually works a little bit more than 40 hours a week, plus his Plexus business, and he helps to run our youth program at church, age 12 to 18. So he goes camping at least once a month. He's got activities every Wednesday night, responsibility Sunday. It's a crazy life. You know, we've got kids in activities and sports, and people just look at that and they ask us, how do you do that? And when I talk about it, it's just exhausting just even talking about it. But you know what? It's a really good life. It's a very joyful life. And I think that the key to that is that John and I have chosen to live our lives very deliberately with purpose. Nobody can do everything. And so we've had to prioritize and make choices about what's important to us. Because the truth of the matter is, when we say, I don't have time for X, Y, and Z, it's just not true. It's kind of a knee-jerk excuse a lot of us use. I'm definitely guilty of it. But the truth of the matter is, we really have enough time for everything that is truly important to us and the things that we really want. And so, yes, running a Plexus business does require some sacrifices, and I've made some sacrifices. Just some examples. I really don't watch TV at all anymore, like at all. Maybe a total of 1 to 2 hours a week, where I'll sit down and watch a short DVR show with my husband. But I used to watch shows, while I was folding laundry, for example. And now I'm like, no, I've got to get the laundry done. In fact, I've also had to learn to let go of a few things. I still like to keep a neat and tidy house. I do all those other things like I mentioned before, but I don't have a lot of help. I don't have a nanny. Don't have a maid. I don't even have a lawn service. I maintain the home on top of everything else. And so I've had to learn to let go of some things. Instead of folding all the kids' laundry neatly and putting it away just so, I now quickly sort, as it comes out of the dryer, I sort it into colored laundry bins, and the kids put the clothes away themselves. And you know what? The 4-year-old, he doesn't fold his clothes. He just throws them into his drawer. And I don't care anymore. So I have had to learn to let go of some things. I still keep a nice and clean house, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And I refuse to feel guilty anymore if people come over and there's clutter out. I have 5 kids. It's just the reality of life, right? But I have had to give up some TV and some fluff time. John and I have had to give up some time in the evenings. That's a sacrifice that we've chosen to make for a higher purpose, because, we all have choices that we can make now that will lead to time freedom later. I love our Diamond Upline Roz's story when she was first talking to Celeste, the most successful ambassador in the entire company. And Roz just told her, no, I can't do Plexus. I am too busy. I work 3 jobs. I have 2 kids that are in theater and all these things. And there's just no way. I don't have any nooks and crannies left in my life. And Celeste told her, that's why you need this business. That's why you need this business, so that you can have time freedom again. So yes, those sacrifices that I make are sacrifices. To me, they're very, very small compared to what I'm going to get on the back end with that time freedom. So just something to think about. So how do we go about doing that? How do we manage to prioritize and keep that balance so that we have peace in our lives and we have joy in what we're doing? I think, oh, one other point I wanted to make about that, being busy. Another concern I'm hearing a lot is from moms who do Plexus, that they feel like I can't be a great mom and also be successful in Plexus. They think that in order to be successful in Plexus, you have to hire a nanny, you have to put your kids in daycare, you have to fly all over the country and do all these events, and I don't really want that. And I want you to know that that's absolutely not true. You know, the whole point of doing Plexus is so that we have time freedom so that we can be the kind of parents we want to be. You know, with my own children, we're rocking the summer reading program at the library right now. We read together every day. We've been to the lake this summer. We've been to the river. We've been swimming multiple times a week. We've been to the parks. We've done play dates. So my kids are not lacking anything this summer. At the same time, I do feel like my job as a mom is not purely to entertain them 24/7. So I don't feel bad about having a day or two where we do lots and lots of fun things, and then having a day where I say, you know what, guys, today I've got to work my businesses. I have things I have to do. Mommy has to work, and you need to entertain yourselves. And if you can't find something to entertain yourself, I will find you some chores to do. You know, I don't think that that's unkind. I think that's setting up realistic expectations for life, that they're not always the center of the universe, and that it's not always play, 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 that work is a good thing and that it can be a joyful thing. Hey, buddy, what you need?
Play-Doh.
Shut the door, please. See, I love being a mom and working my Plexus business. I've got great kids. I feel like I'm getting off track now. I'm rambling. Okay, so to wrap it up, what can you do to live your life with more purpose, to be as efficient and effective as possible so that you're keeping your life in priority? It's super important to take time to invest in yourself, to self-reflect on kind of what you've been doing in your business, and then set your goals. You know, we're at the end of July, coming up on August. Now is a great time to really sit down and think, what can I commit to doing for my business? And these would be my suggestions, kind of a minimal amount that I feel like everyone should commit to if they want to be successful in Plexus. And that really, it is a minimal amount. It's not a tremendous amount of time. The first thing is 5-3-1. Reaching out or talking to 5 people a day about Plexus, following up with 3 people that you've already talked to, and then doing one training, either training yourself or helping to train somebody on your team or on a sideline. None of those things individually needs to take very much time. They could take 5 to 10 minutes a piece. But truthfully, if you don't feel like you can do 5-3-1 every day, and that's not a realistic goal for where you're at in your business and in your life, then say, I'm going to do 5-3-1 every week. I'm going to at least talk to 5 new people a week. I'm going to follow up with at least 3 people this week, and I'm going to do at least 1 training this week for myself or for somebody on my team. Or you could say I can do 10-6-2 this week. You know, whatever it is, but make a choice about consistently sharing, following up, and training yourself. The other thing that I would recommend for a goal is to attend a live event. Cannot stress how critical this is. Even if you feel like you already know the information that's presented there, all of us need a recharge. We need to be inspired. We need to share. We need to connect with other people. And there's nothing like being at a live event. So that would be a live training and or a live opportunity meeting. I personally commit every month to doing at least one of each, 1 training and 1 opportunity meeting. You think about that, that is 2 to 4 hours a month that you're investing in your business. That's it. It's a very, very small amount. It's a very small sacrifice that's going to pay out in huge dividends. And then the last thing is to pour into either your team or yourself every month. And again, that can be different. I can't meet the needs of every single person on our entire team. That is true. But I can think about my key leaders and I can make goals specific to that. That maybe I'm going to have 2 half-hour conversations per week with some of my key players, and build them up and encourage them and strategize with them, you know, whatever your goals may be. But that's kind of what I feel like. And if you don't have a team yet, then find a way to pour into yourself. Read a good book, watch a training video. Just one little word of caution though. If you did just those things right there, you would be very successful. You'd be building a team. And I think you could do that very realistically in anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a week. The problem is it's very easy to get sucked into non-income producing activities. We hop onto Facebook and it can become a black hole if you're not getting on there with a purpose and just doing the things that you went out to accomplish in the first place. Personal development, so key and so important, but I've seen how it can also become a black hole where you're constantly learning, and never putting any of it into action. So just be mindful of those things that you're not putting so much time into those areas that then you're not doing the income producing activities that are really going to actually help your business to grow. And just in some final thoughts, when that thought comes to your mind, oh, I'm too busy to whatever it is, stop. Just stop that thought. When you say when I'm too, stop and ask yourself, am I really too busy, or am I creating an excuse because I don't really want to do that thing? That has been really huge for me to realize how often I create an excuse to avoid some activity that I don't really want to do. And when you think of that, then think, is that activity that you're avoiding beneficial? Is the end reward worth getting through maybe a few minutes of getting outside your comfort zone or doing something that's inconvenient? My favorite thing I heard at all of convention was Les Brown said, if we do the things that are easy, our life will be hard. And if we do the things that are hard, our life will be easy. And I've really seen that to be true. So get out there, self-reflect on what you've been doing with your business, set some goals for this coming month. If you're having a hard time figuring out what your goals should be, get with John or I or with your sponsor. We've got so many wonderful and successful leaders on this team who can help walk you through initially setting up those goals so that they're realistic, they're easy to do, and they're going to lead you to successful ends. So have a great day and go Plexus.